Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to our channel. Yes, if you have been with me all this while, thank you for staying with me. And if today is your first time of clicking this channel, you're welcome. Okay, please don't go without subscribing because you have a lot to gain. Yes, being on this channel with us. And whenever you click the subscribe button, please remember to turn on the notification button so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be the first to be notified. Yes. Today I want to talk to us quickly about serpent of life. Yes, the serpent of life. Yes, it is written that the hand that breaketh the edge, the serpent shall bite. You know, literally, some of us will think that the Bible is referring to that thing they say is inside the Bible. That is number one. And then number two is that I'm not a farmer. I don't go to the bush. How can serpent even bite me in the first place? In fact, I live in the city, I live in America, I live in London, I live in UK, I live in Lagos, I live in Kano, I live in Port Harcourt, I live in Ghana, in Accra, I live in South Africa, Johannesburg, name all the cities that you live in the city, so you will not have anything to do with serpent. That means you don't have understanding. Yes, if you have understanding, what that version of the Bible is saying is that there is a serpent, yes, of life. That is when you do anything wrong, anything that you do wrong, the repercussion of that thing will come after you. The repercussion of things is what the Bible refers to as serpent of life. The hand that breaketh the edge, the serpent shall bite. Yes, if you have been to the farm before, or you have been to a place where there are snakes, when you remove something, the snake, the serpents like to hide under an edge. They like to hide under something. When you leave that thing, suddenly snake will come out, isn't it? So if you commit an offense, you do something, especially knowingly, yes, consciously, the serpent of life will come after you. And this serpent of life we are talking about is everywhere. It's in the air. You don't need to go to the bush, or you don't need to live near the bush before you can have serpents crawling around your house to bite you. No, the serpent of life will bite your finances. Serpent of life can bite your career. Serpent of life can bite your children. Serpent of life can bite you as a person. Serpent of life can come back to you in form of boomerang, back to sender. Yes, you understand? Now let me give you an understanding of this. You are doing something, and then others are doing that same thing. Then you want to run them down so that you can be on top. The serpent of life will go after you because you don't know who is who and the kind of prayers every other person is doing. Yes, others, if you wish them evil in their heart, just thinking about it in their heart, in your heart, the serpent of life will go after you. You understand? For example, now you see a fellow YouTuber is growing, have 5 million subscribers, 250 subscribers, 300,000 subscribers, and then you look at them, because you have few subscribers, you begin to envy them in a negative way. Then you begin to go to their page to give bad comment, or maybe to give them thumbs down. For every thumbs down you give to your fellow YouTuber, you will lose subscribers in your own channel. Yes. If you want to grow, it is written, you should rejoice with them that are rejoicing, so that the things of joy will not depart from you. Do you understand? You don't envy people, because if you have the knowledge of the word of God about the serpent of life, it will bite anybody. See, I'm just giving this example. This is not the kind of example I would like to give you guys. Nobody is biting me, or nobody is giving me that kind of envious look, because whoever is doing that is on his own. You understand? Because I am not in competition with anybody. In the race of life, you have to be in competition with yourself alone. When you are in competition with yourself, you are unstoppable. You understand? You are unmovable, because you are focused. But when you are in competition with other people in the race of life, you will begin to have bumps, roadblocks, different kinds of hiccups on your way. You understand? All right, now let's talk about normal life. For example, you are a lady. You are dating somebody. You promise a man that you want to marry. You eat his money, do everything. He gives you everything, and you gave him everything. You gave him all your promise. At the end, you break his heart. You go and marry another person. The serpent of life will bite you. I don't know who I'm talking to, but if you have fallen into this category, you have to pick your phone and call the person to turn away the anger of the serpent of life from your life. You are a man. You know, it is not even common for ladies to break men's heart, as it is obtainable in men breaking a lady's heart. Do you understand? You are a man. You will date somebody's daughter for 12 years. You date somebody's daughter for 8 years. And then at the end of the day, you go and marry, you dump Ngozi, you go and marry Nneka. Is it fair? And you want to have a happy home with that Nneka that you marry. You dumped Ngozi, somebody's sister, somebody's daughter. Then you, after dating her for 8 years, 12 years, 10 years, even more than that, then you dump her, you go and marry somebody else. And then you expect that one to give birth to a daughter that will grow up and marry husband without their heart being broken the way you broke another person's heart. Remember, serpent of life can bite you, can bite your children. You have brought a curse upon your children, whether it is a son or it is daughters that you produce in that marriage. You need to go back and make amendments with whoever. It might be too late, but you can apologize. You can beg for forgiveness. Beg the person for forgiveness and beg God Almighty for forgiveness, so that the serpent of life will be turned away from you. You are into business deals with somebody. You twist it, connivingly turn it round to your own favor and to the disadvantage of the other person. There is what we call the serpent of life. It's like this. It's looking for who to bite. Yes. I told you guys last time in one of my videos, if you have not watched that my video, the title of that video is loopholes. If you have not watched that video I made on loopholes, just type it. Just Google it, loopholes by Medilock. You will see that video, what I said about loopholes there. You understand? The serpent of life is a spiritual serpent. It is not a physical serpent. Yes. It says that the hand that breaketh the edge, the serpent shall bite. It means if you commit an offense, the serpent will bite you. That is, you will suffer the repercussion. And this punishment can also be passed over to your children. Why should you have that when there is knowledge in the Bible that you are learning, we are learning from? I don't come here to quote Bible verses for you because my YouTube, this is a YouTube channel. This is not a church. You understand? But I just pick something and try to expand it for our own understanding. You understand? So, anything you are doing, constantly wish your fellow man, fellow woman good. Because you don't know. You don't know the love of God that is behind that person. When you wish your fellow sister, fellow man evil, you will see that evil start following you. Especially in this era of back to sender. Yes, in this era of back to sender, you have to be very, very extremely careful. See, let your mind be pure. Let your mind be straight. In fact, the only secret to have a pure mind is to face your front. Mind your business. Yes. Leave waiting the right from moto. Enter moto. Do you understand? Don't stand and be reading and be calculating offenses, misbehavior, whatever, everything everybody is doing. It will begin to hurt your feelings. And once you begin to feel hurt, you begin to think evil. And you don't know whether the person is using back to sender. Or that evil that you are thinking in your heart, it will begin to happen to you. Yeah? Why should you use your heart to invite calamity upon yourself? Yes, you think it in your heart alone. Back to sender will send it back to you. Yes. So please don't say you are not warned. The serpent of life is crawling, is everywhere. The serpent of life is everywhere. Yes. Are you maltreating another person's children? Is it because their mother is dead and you are married to their father now and you are the madam of that house and you are turning the children of this the former or the late wife of the man that you married, now you are turning his children to slaves? You pretend when the husband is around, and when he's not around, you give them half portion of food. You maltreat them, you treat them you make them feel miserable. Remember, the serpent of life. You should fear. The Bible said that we should pursue our salvation with fear and trembling. Even our existence on the face of the earth here, you should be conscious, because God has released everything. Everything that God has said, they are in the air, they are moving, they are walking. So, are you maltreating your younger ones? Are you maltreating whoever that is under your control because you are the madam today or you are the oga today? Remember, there is serpent of life. You don't know the kind of anointing every other person is carrying, because there are some people, there is back to sender in their blood. They are born with it. They are born with it. I'm telling you. I am talking from experience. Most of the things that will come to YouTube channel to discuss with you guys, these are real life situations, spiritually connected to reality. Yes, these are spiritual reality. Whether you believe it now or you believe it later, it is a basic fact. Yes, serpent of life is very dangerous. Let us not invite serpent of life into our life, into our finances, into our marriage, into our career. Are you in an office? Your junior ones brought a form for you to sign. You are the head of department. You refuse to sign. You refuse to sign. You refuse to let him go. Are you a professor? You are supervising a student. For many years, the student is coming and sweating and coming and sweating. And yet, you say, go and correct this. Go and do this. Go and do that. The one that you know you can overlook, you will refuse to overlook. You will keep that student for 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. And you will think that the serpent of life will not bite you. It will bite you. So you have to, there are some things that you have to have mercy. In most cases in life, if you want to excel, imagine yourself in that situation. When you imagine yourself in a situation, you will begin to pity and have mercy on your fellow men, fellow women, and you will see that the mercy of God will be sufficient, overflowing in your life and in the life of your generation. Yes, because whatever you sow today, your children will repeat. They will repeat. They will repeat. Just like the way you are reaping family idol from your great grandparents for many years. Yes. Even if you are speaking Fone, you are speaking Queen's English, you are speaking American English now. Whatever language you are speaking, family idol does not recognize language, does not recognize your complexion. If you like, you should be modeling for Victoria's Secret or what did they call them? Gucci and whatever. Family idol can trace you to that walkway. Yes. Yes. So, let us try to use this idea. I say, let me come quickly and explain to us about the serpent of life. What they mean by serpent of life is that whatever we do can come back to us. It can come back punishing us. It will carry cane and be beating us. So let us do good. Think good. And number one thing that I want you to know, formula of life, is that you should be in competition with yourself. Don't be in competition with anybody. You cannot overtake anybody. You cannot outrun anybody, but you can outrun yourself. Be overtaking yourself. Be outrunning yourself. On the lane of life, face your front. When you face your front, and someone refuses to face his own front, the person will be on his own. Back to sender. It will go back to that person. You don't mind whatever any other person is doing. Be focused. But let your prayer be that, oh God in heaven, whoever, be a spirit or man, that is planning any evil against me, thinking evil against me, working evil against me, let it go back to the sender. Let the serpent of life continue to bite every enemy of my life. Yes. And it will be so. Because if you are not doing, if your hands are clean, your prayers will go to heaven. But if your hands are not clean, it's not prayer. It's not about shouting and demonstrating and doing like this. It's not like that. No matter how you shake your head, no matter how you shout, no matter how you speak in tongues, if your life is full of question marks, you can only pretend before the congregation, the pastor, the people in your whatever community, anywhere you are, you can only pretend before men. But and again, it's not even every man that can pretend before them. Yes, there are some people, when they look at you, they see you like X-ray. Yes, they see you like X-ray. They know who you are. Yes, so you cannot pretend. You can't pretend before God. Yes, you cannot hide before God. If you want your prayer answered, remove your mind from envying your fellow brother. Remove your mind from envying your fellow sister. If this your sister is getting married to a footballer today, don't envy her. Don't be jealous of her. Be happy for her. Rejoice with her. In fact, attend her wedding and then be the usher of that wedding. Be the usher, be chief brassmaid or whatever in that wedding. Serve people with one mind. Your own husband, a basketballer, will find you in that place. You go for the dinner party. Your friend is getting married. They invited you. You refuse to go because you are jealous. You don't know that your own husband is waiting for you at that dinner party. Why are you jealous? Why are you envious? Why do you go and bury something against your fellow brother? You fabricate something. You make intentions inside. You go dig ground and bury it against your fellow brother. You carry something, you go and hang it and say, as long as this thing is hanging on this tree, let so thing be happening to so person. You are a human being. You don't know that there is serpent of life and you want it to be well with you. Anybody that is doing that, it will never be well with that person, because that thing that they use their own hand to do, that is what will come back to kill them. So don't be afraid of your enemies. Just keep praying to God, and then be in competition with yourself alone, so that you can avoid the serpent of life. Yes, serpent of life is real. You cannot kill it. It's not like a normal ordinary snake that you can just carry knife, this thing, and kill. Serpent of life is a spiritual serpent. It's a spiritual snake. Yes, and it is moving around. It bites whoever commit offense, whoever breaks any edge of life. Yes. Okay, guys. See, if you leave me here, I'll be talking to you tomorrow. Because I talk for a living. You understand? YouTube is not the only place I started talking. I started talking many years ago. I've been talking. So talking is what I do for a living, apart from reading. So please, I will not talk again. Let me just stop here today. Please, let us apply wisdom. Okay? When you think about this, listen to this, think about it, and then see how it can change your life. Change your behavior towards your fellow men and women. Change your behavior towards those small young children that God has called their mother to glory and left them under your care. The way you handle them, the way you treat them. Yes. Do you buy clothes for your own children and leave these orphans? Remember the serpent of life. Okay? All right. Thank you, and God bless. Bye.